Hello friend, welcome back to my spoken English channel. I'm Suribhan and I'm English teacher. Friends, today I would like to talk to you that how did I complete my spoken English and how did I make my English fluent? As you know that everybody loves speaking English, but there is some barrier which stop them to speak fluent English. You know what? What is that barrier and why that barrier don't let them speak fluent English, don't let them speak flawless English? Today I would like to share that secret and maybe if you follow that secret can also help you to be a fluent at speaking English. The first and most important technique to become a fluent in English speaking is that think in English. Now you will be thinking that how can people think in English because people was born in India and brought up in Hindi language and his all the tradition is speaking Hindi, listening Hindi, enjoying Hindi, music. So how can people think English? I think it is really very quite tough thing to do, but no problem. Suppose if I say that in Hindi, if I say something like "यह मेरा पेन है," so did you think that sentence in Hindi first or in English first? Exactly, you thought this sentence in English. So first of all, you will have to think in English because if you don't know how to think in English, so you practice it because English requires too much practice. When you provide too much practice with English, then English just starts simonizing, just start improving. So first you think in English. How can you make this possible? There is a simple techniques. First of all, you start reading newspaper. If you have English newspaper, so you start reading that English newspaper and just at the intention of reading, you read it. Don't try to understand at beginning because sometimes you think that I don't know about this word and what exactly this word wanna say to me. So just keep everything away, just read it. It is your responsibility to read newspaper proper. And later on, when you will be master at reading, when you will be master at reading in speed, so you try to catch the sentences, try to catch the some expression because there are so many expressions which has been mentioned in a newspaper. If you think this expression can help you to speak better English, to speak fluent English, you just write, note down those expression and try to find it out the exact meaning of that, and then you practice with that expression. The way it has written in the sentence, you could also create your own sentence. You so that those expressions can help you out to speak better. So you collect some expression. The another important thing while reading newspaper, what you have to notice that is vocab because you know what? To become a fluent, to become a flawless speaker, you must have a good collection of vocab. When you don't have a good collection of vocab, what is the meaning of it? So you will start feeling like that. So I would say that okay, while reading newspaper, you have to focus two things. One, expression. Another, vocab. You don't try to learn very tough vocab. Many people I have seen when they start learning many tough vocab, those vocab don't let them be fluent. Those vocab make them, confused. So don't mark up those vocab which can help you to make confusion. You learn, you mark up those vocab which can help you to speak flawless. And the third and most important thing about speaking fluent English is to write. Why do I say to write the English? Because you will be thinking that since childhood I have been writing English. So if writing can help me to speak better, so today I'm able to speak very fluent English. This teacher does not need to tell me anything about the spoken English and about fluent speaking English. My dear, let me tell you one thing. English is not your mother tongue. English is not your mother language as well. If you don't write it, you cannot understand the concept of any topic. Suppose if I say speak about COVID-19, can you speak suddenly? I know that are you having hard time to speak that sentence about COVID-19, and it is not very tough, but you have never practiced with it. That's why it is tough, right? So if you're writing something about the topic, so you are just not writing it. You are also catching some important fact. You are also catching some important point the point which you are catching, that point can help you out to speak fluent English. So you write about the topic. Suppose if somebody will say that to speak about COVID-19, so you must write about COVID-19. What exactly do you know about COVID-19? How much COVID-19 affect us? How much, yeah, what was the advantage of COVID-19? So you can write some point because sometimes when you have a material, when you have a when you have a truth about that, so you don't have any problem while speaking English. You can easily speak, you can easily express your point, you can easily represent yourself. Why? Because you have information, because you have completed all those concepts. And the third, how did I learn my English? I'm talking about myself. How did I learn my English? Because you know that at very first time it was really very tough to me to speak very fluent English because I was from a Hindi medium school because my education qualification was from Hindi, and you very well know about that. What kinds of education do you receive from the Hindi medium? Because in Hindi medium schools, we find a good teacher. Don't say that there are not good teachers. There were good teachers, but they were not a spoken trainer. They were not a language trainer because to speak fluent English, we need a trainer. When we don't have a trainer, how can I speak fluent English? Do you know? I mean, don't you think that it is really very tough? It was also tough for me because I was unable to interact with a simple sentences. If I had to speak about yeah, mera ghar hai, so sometimes I had to keep thinking that am I speaking right or wrong? Is this right sentence which I have spoken already? So sometimes I myself keep thinking about that. Did I speak right or not? Did I speak right or not? Did I speak right or not? It was my problem. So when I understood the method of being perfect at speaking English, so I start practicing it. I start applying those methods, applying those techniques in my spoken English. And today you can see that I don't have any problem while speaking English, and I don't have any problem while talking to you as well because I think that it was easy. I made it happen. You can also make it happen, but it needs sometimes. As you know, that success requires some times. When you want to speak fluent English without any hesitation, without any stuckness, so you will have to practice. What do you have to practice? Read English and pick out the expressions of a newspaper, expressions of a book. And if you prefer, then you can also read magazines because in the magazines there are so many actors and actresses. They have interviewed there, they have represented their opinions. So you can find so many expressions. You can steal from there and you can plug in your spoken English. And I will promise you all that if you practice the way I have spoken, you can be like me. Because while I'm speaking English, do you find any kinds of confusion while I'm speaking? No, I don't have any confusion because you don't say that I'm from a foreign country, I'm from India as well. You know what? But I made it practice, that's why I'm speaking with you. I'm talking to you. I have no problem. I can speak confidently, flawlessly, and fluently. So you can also be like that. So the way I have spoken, that how did I learn in spoken English? First, I try to understand the English because exactly speaking, it was not easy to speak. Really, I'm telling you, it was not easy to speak English. You know what? When sometimes I had to go some out of station, so when I meet the people who used to speak in English, they made me confused. Sometimes I myself had to think that, am I weak? My education is worthless. So one of my teacher, and she told me that how can you speak fluent English? So she told me first you have a bundle of vocabulary. So I start collecting the vocabulary. So she said that if you're collecting the vocabulary and you don't focus another way of learning, suppose practicing English, speaking English, writing English, and reading English, so you are creating a problem in your life, right? So I did the way my teacher said, and today I'm talking to you, and I'm saying you read, write, understand the concept, mug up some vocabulary, practice the dialogues of all. I mean, suppose there are so many resources through which you can improve your English, like YouTube. YouTube is the best resource because at YouTube you can find the video, the I can say that chapter according to your choice. YouTube does not show you according to itself; it shows according to your choice. So you can search what is the basic concept of learning spoken English, what is the advanced concept of learning spoken English, how can I speak like a how can I speak like actors and actresses and celebrity. It is quite easy. Anybody can speak like them. Anybody can speak like them. The person who is watching my videos, he and she can speak like them, but you need some practice. First you break your tongue because your tongue is not master at speaking English. Your tongue is master at speaking Hindi. So every language has its different phonetics. If you master your tongue at English language, so you will also speak in English the way you are speaking Hindi. Thank you so much for watching my video.